Welcome back to Astrovision, Spirituality, and Tarot. So, today we're discussing Venus in the third house. Now, if you have this placement, you're probably the pretty cousin out of the lineup, and a lot of your other cousins, they find you as harmonious. Or if you come from a smaller family and maybe that isn't an option, you just may be that catch in your community that every guy is interested and wants to talk to. And with Venus being here in the third house, even amongst your siblings, you're going to be seen as remarkably harmonious and charming and beautiful. So if you have this placement, Venus being in the third house, you're going to be a great communicator and capable of blending, charm and beauty with the words that you speak, but also bringing harmony, love, patience, and those things that have to deal with Venus. It's all about what you smell, what you taste, what you touch, how you communicate here. So you just have a very loving communication style, and you're surrounded by people who amplify this in your life. So your mother may communicate in a very harmonious way, or your siblings or your cousins. The way that you guys communicate is just very beautiful, and you've adopted that into your own social situations. And a lot of people, they just find you very charming and very pleasing to speak to. So you'd definitely make a great talk show host, like a morning or a nighttime talk show host, a mediator, or even a secretary working in an office, being the first one that they speak to, greet people on the way in, smile in their face. So having this placement, you're definitely a charmer. Operating a beauty salon or a nail spa, a nail bar, becoming a beauty blogger, a publicist even, and publicists really have to deal with people's reputation, and you're capable of making someone look more appealing. You may help them with their vocabulary, with their enunciation. You're going to be very helpful in that department. And another job to take note would have to be like a couples counselor, hands down, a matchmaker, something dealing with love. You guys are all about that. You love to speak about it. And that's just because it's Venus in the third house. So you guys are very communicative in your communication about love, romantic things, and helping people bridge that gap, becoming a union, becoming a partnership. That's something that you guys are going to do very well. So couples counseling would be a great career choice for someone who has this placement. You just naturally have the instincts for collaborating and being very diplomatic and communicating within partnerships yourself. So being able to write, being an author, being able to write about romantic things, write about marriage, anything dealing with romance, love, and harmonious things, you'll definitely be very successful at that. You're probably always talking about your boyfriend or your fiance, or when you're dating, you're in the stages of dating, you're always talking about your new date. So you're that person out of the friend group who's very helpful with accommodating your friends in that department if they need to find a new love interest. You're definitely going to help them because you take notes, you notice, and just in general with how you speak about love and romance, you can just give people a lot of hope. You can give people a lot of faith to hold on to their marriage and hold on to their partnership and things like that. And another thing to take note with Venus being in the third house, you attract a lot of partners who tend to talk a lot. So these partners may even be Geminis, with this being the third house, or they could just be another air sign. And you don't run from this. You're not scared of this at all. You tend to love it. You like it because you're a big talker yourself, and you need to be stimulated. Being able to speak about things that are difficult or maybe a roadblock in the future is very helpful. You really respect that about your partners when they're able to communicate with you. You admire that, and it's something that melts you inside. So just the love language, again, with how you're speaking to your partner or how they're speaking to you, it really can knock your socks off and turn you on. You may turn them on with your voice. You're just going to have a pleasant speaking voice. You may be a great singer as well. That's something I forgot to mention earlier. You may be a great singer with Venus being in the third house, a great poet, someone who's a lyricist, able to write those R&B songs, write those songs that are about, you know, the country love story and the getaway girl and the getaway dangerous guy and how you fell in love, Romeo Juliet type stuff. If you have your Venus in the third house, that's definitely the type of energy that you're giving forward. And if it's negatively aspected, you can be a little more perverted and have a little secret language with your cousin, you know what I mean? Or your siblings, or even your pets. Gemini does deal with pets and things like that. So you could do some down low perverted things with your pets for pleasure. Venus does deal with pleasure. I'm not putting it past for no one with this placement, because I did have a friend who was dating a guy, and this guy would bring the dog like in the bathroom everywhere he went, and she said that she came home one day and the dog was under the cover while he had like a hard one on and things like that. So I don't put it past no one with this energy. And she said his sister who's older than him, had to drink just to spend the night at her dad's house. Like if she had nowhere to go, she had to drink with her father just to sleep over there. So that's a little questionable, and that's definitely, you know, some negatively aspected Gemini energy, or even negatively aspected moon or Capricorn energy for sure. But just be aware. Be aware that it can happen with Venus being in the third house. You can attract these type of people, you know, so just be on the lookout. You may not be this type of person, but you very much so can attract people like this, who are very perverted and gross and disgusting. And, you know, their love language is just a little more twisted depending on what's in their chart and what's negatively aspecting their thoughts. So be aware of that. But nonetheless, if you have this placement, you're a people pleaser, you're a socializer, you're someone able to balance out the room and really bring in the harmony, especially if someone just made like a detrimental joke or said something that really was harmful to the environment or displeasing in the room. You're able to quickly float around the room and get everyone back in a good mood without being like the center of attention like a Leo would. So having Venus in the third house, it's not an energy to run away from. It's a very attractive energy. You're a great communicator. Your eye contact is beautiful. It's top notch. It's top notch. Venus in the third house, your communication is top notch. Your eye contact is top notch. You're just a very pleasing and pleasant person to talk to. And with that, I will be closing the video out here, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to subscribe if you want, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Also, comment below if you have this placement in your birth chart and how this energy has been treating you or how you've been operating with it. And thank you for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.